Hello, Hardrop. I'm Paradox, and with me is Jason SirJeivus Kwan. Hello, SirJeivus.
Hey, how's it going, Paradox?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Can't complain. I did take a hard beating from Blink, but I'm thanking you for taking the time to conduct this interview, and I hope I can answer your questions as best as I can.
Definitely. So I have first question for you. I have is, what were your expectations going into this match?
Well, I know recently Blink's been having a misdrop issue, especially when playing Jixu and other players, and I did see on Shoutbox that he said that he was losing to people that he normally doesn't lose to, and but the thing is, today when he played Microblizz, I hear that his APM really shot up, and he was on top of his game, so my expectation going into this match was at least getting 7 or 8 out of 15 off him, but I only got 4, so didn't really meet my expectation there.
Even though you only got 4 wins on that, there was actually a lot of really close matches, so I think you did give him a run for his money.
Well, thank you.
Well, so also besides that, we saw a lot of interesting strategies coming from you. One of those was the mid-game 2Y that you did. Was that a planned strategy, or did you kind of do it at the top of your head?
Well, as Larry pointed out a while ago, I am a very strategic player in Tetris, especially with timing being so crucial. As to answer your question, those mid-game 2 wides were planned. The first Tetris client I played was Tetranet 2.0, and a very important skill that I got from that game 10 years ago was that you should always look at your opponent's screen to assess the garbage distribution. Those 2 wides were done particularly to at least send Blink some messy garbage, and then once I was done the 2 wide, I was aiming for a TSD to Tetris combo, or what I call a TT combo.
Yeah, so you showed a lot of interesting play. So what went wrong in that match?
Okay, well, at the start, well, this is Blink after all. I don't have enough experience playing with him one-on-one. If with people like Johnny, Kenny, and Microblizz, who I've played almost on a daily basis for the past year and a half or so, I at least have enough data on them to kind of figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are and play around that. With Blink, who's a really solid player, who's I know he's played Tetranet 2 with me about 10, 11 years ago, and I know he's been playing TF or TOJ style games at least 2 or 3 years longer than I have. So his experience with timing and canceling is a lot higher than mine. What went wrong for me was I was nervous playing him. My composure was not there, and I felt that I did get a better grip later. I was a lot of the matches were past 1 minute, but yeah, it was composure, down stacking decisions, and misdrops were really big for me in the earlier games.
Yeah, we saw a lot of games where you both were really going at it, and a misdrop just pretty much ended the game. We actually saw at least 4 matches where you sent way more than Blink did. Like, there was one match I saw that had like 143 lines sent from you, and Blink had like 100, but he ended up topping you out. And so definitely, I think the nerves in that match really got to you. So,
yeah, and some people don't know, but I didn't join TTO1 last year. It was because that my sprint wasn't even sub 40 at the time.
Oh wow!
And also my APM was bordering 55-60, and my LPM was around 47. My stats weren't that great.
Oh, it's nice to see that you really improved over time.
I have, yeah, for the past year I have, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good inspiration for the new players. So, what are your hobbies besides Tetris?
Well, I do love old school games. A lot of the Taiwanese Tetris battle players have a strong association of me with Mario, because I do own a full out Mario costume, and I did show up to my university once with that. So I've played almost every Mario game there is: Mario 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario 2, Mario 64, Galaxy, Sunshine, all that stuff, and Mario Parties 1 through 9, and Mario Kart.
Are you pro at those games too?
I'm pretty good, yeah. With Mario Kart, though, whoever gets the blue shell basically wins, so I hate that. It just targets the first player and just blows them to smithereens. But yeah, I do love Mario games, Sonic games, Zelda games. I play a lot of the old school stuff. But hobbies, I do like web page design. I've been golfing since I was 10 years old. My dad really pushed for me to have lessons. I swim, volleyball I like during the summer, and basically any endurance sport. Old school games, eating out and cooking are my top hobbies.
Nice. So pretty much you do everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah.
So I have to ask, where does your name come from, SirJeivus?
Okay. The first really addictive game I've played was MapleStory. And for those of you who know MMOs, you know how addicting those things can get. My favorite class was the knight, or like the tank basically. You go up in front and absorb all the damage. So I was usually that guy. And my girlfriend at the time, she liked being a cleric, so it worked out for both of us. So that's where the Sir came from, because I have a fondness for knights and all that stuff. Yep. As for Jeivus, JEI was the most unique nickname that I was given. It was actually from a Tetranet 2.0 player named Kikyo back in the day. That was like 10 or 11 years ago.
Wow.
So I had JEI, and then I tagged the VUS at the end of it to make it sound like, more soldier knightly. So there you go. That's the origin of the name.
Wow, that's a pretty cool origin.
Thank you.
So you have a pretty long Tetris history. How long have you been playing?
Okay, well, again, my first multiplayer client was Tetranet 2.0, which was created by Stormcat in 1999, I think. So I've played online Tetris. My first encounter with online Tetris was 11 years ago, and my very first game, I remember I was 60 TPM. My very first one that I played.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty fast for your first game.
Yeah, my very, very first game, because it displays stats after you play, so you can read it. I played that for about a year and a half, and the server shut down, so I was pretty much Tetris dormant for about 9 years. And then my classmates started playing Tetris Friends on Facebook. The one with just the high scores, not battle.
Yeah.
And then he got like a really, really high score, and he challenged me to 1 versus 1, and the thing is, he knew T-spins and 3-wide and kept beating me over and over. So that's what inspired me to kind of get better than him and improve, because I was like, hey, I was pretty fast back in the day. I bet I could take this guy. And after 6 months I can, and then he stopped playing Tetris, and then I just kind of went off and did my own thing.
So it was your competitive drive that made you get really good at Tetris?
That's right, yeah. Beating my classmate was the first thing.
Alright, so my next question is, you've done a lot for the Tetris community in general. Can you tell us a bit about what kind of things you're involved with, or things that you've done?
Okay, well, the first thing I did was host Tetris Battle tournaments for the Taiwanese, as well as come up with my T-spin Excel spreadsheet. I think it was Tetris Ernest who told me that by country, USA has the most players, but by city, Taipei, Taiwan has the most players. So their play was very combo based, and although I didn't invent T-spins, but I consider myself as a pioneer to them. I kind of introduced the T-spin concept to them, and kind of like gave them some really quick openings, like the TKI one everybody knows, and one opener that really solves OSZ combinations is the Japanese T-spin mini start. I saw Hebo do that once. Basically, you have like a S on the side, then a Z on top of a cube.
Yeah, that's actually where I got that build from too.
From Hebo?
Yes.
yeah, that's the first time I saw it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So then I introduced those idealized openings, or openings that don't waste a T and exactly use one of each piece to them. And TTC has been very supportive of what I've been doing. What they do is that they actually get graphic trophies. Like they put their name on it, and then they send it to me, and then I just kind of post it on Facebook and tag them. So so in short, I've hosted Tetris Battle tournaments for them, 2 seasons worth. So I did it for 2 years in a row, and I kind of showed the T-spin concept to them. As for the Filipino people, I noticed a growing amount of people that are from the Philippines, especially Manila.
Just to clarify, you're talking about the Philippine Tetris Society, which is
which was founded by me. I felt that there were a lot of really enthusiastic Filipino players, but they weren't really organized and structured. So what I did was try to provide that resource to them. community where they can find other players to trade coins or play 1 versus 1, but at the same time introduce other Tetris clients like Tetris Friends. Top I've introduced a great deal. Not sure if I could talk about that on here though. They also know about Blockbox and Cultures too. They are very aware of it, but because Tetris Battle has the largest player base, sometimes you just kind of have to roll with the punches, you know?
Right. Going back to your competitive side,
Sure.
what can we expect to see from you in future tournaments, and how will you prepare for that?
Well, future tournaments, what I really need to work on is not be so nervous when playing like really good players like Blink or Hebo. I had the same spell when I played Hebo. I was more focused on like down stacking because I know he can out APM me.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times where I just cleared singles mindlessly when I'm a huge advocate of garbage doubles. Like, you know, the 0 and 1 combos don't add, right, in Tetris Friends? So what I try to do is for the 0th and 1st combo, I try to do a double, then do singles thereon, maximize the APM output.
Oh, wow.
In today's match, I wasn't really focused on that. I was trying to play slower and trying to survive, and because of that, I couldn't like really time things well and spike out Blink. So one thing is, again, composure. Second thing is I need to probably practice more, because how should I say this? Yeah, I tend to play the same players over and over, and again, I get conditioned to their play style. What should I do is what I should do is start playing other people who I'm not so familiar with, because then it forces me to adapt, especially with people like Blink who I don't play too often.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that you have such a really intuitive thought process when it comes to playing. But going on to my next question, there's a lot of really big name players in this tournament. How do you think the rest of the tournament will pan out?
Okay, well, again, with Johnny and Kenny, who I play a lot, I can kind of give you a detailed account on them. Mm-hmm. Johnny is very good at sending T-spins while down stacking, but his biggest weakness, and what I told him on the side, is he needs to learn to spike more and screen watch. That he doesn't do that. As for Kenny, he's very aggressive, and he's very good at spiking, but sometimes he can have odd piece combinations which throw off his down stacking. So those two will, I think they're still in the winner's bracket right now. Hebo will probably win against Johnny. Kenny and Ha 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 will be very interesting to see. Ha Ha Ha, by the way, is the only player that has shut me out, like in a first to 10 or 15. No other player has done that. When I played Hebo the first time, I got 1 win off him. I was so proud back in the day. But yeah, Ha 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 can either be really good or really bad, and it really depends on the day. Let's see, what other matches are there? I think 8su will go very far. Let's see,
who's your top 3 for this tournament?
Top 3?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. That's a very hard question. I have to say Hebo, Blink, and Ha Ha Ha. That's those 3 I gotta have to say.
I think that's the same lineup as last year, right?
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was 1, 2, and 3 from last year.
Oh yeah? Yeah, but Kenny was 3rd last year, if I remember. Yeah.
I think Ha Ha was maybe 4th.
Yeah, but what I heard is like Ha Ha and Hebo have a really strong brotherly like bond, and apparently he's been learning a lot.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
He's really good.
Alright, so I'm gonna get to some questions from harddrop.com.
There are questions?
For those of you who are in the shout box, you can shoot SirJeivus some questions. One question comes from Adam Parkser, and his question is, what's your favorite thing to get at McDonald's?
Oh man, okay. Well, funny story about McDonald's is, do you guys know what Dr. Bernstein is?
No,
you know, diet health clinics. Basically, they inject you with a vitamin B6, B12 complex in order to metabolize fat. And the thing is, after my 4th year at university, I had McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a week straight. I felt so fat. Like when I was walking stairs, I felt like I was out of breath. So anyway, to answer your question first, my favorite thing to get at McDonald's is Thai chicken salad, grilled chicken, and I usually don't want the Asian sesame oil dressing that comes with it, so I tell them to skip it.
Nice. Pretty detailed answer there.
Yeah, I love food. I love food and I love cooking. But anyway, I went on that program, I actually